It is said that the range of this 98K can be up to 3,000 meters. But the boy didn't believe it. So he took the bus that was coming from far away with the 98K. The bus didn't react at all when the bullet was fired. The boy knew that his father must have been cheated. How can this broken gun reach a range of 3,000 meters? The younger brother next to him grabbed the 98K. Then he put the bullet on the barrel. He also aimed at the bus that was driving. At this time, the younger brother was also sure that his father must have been cheated. This gun doesn't have a range of 3,000 meters. But just at this time, the bus stopped suddenly. The two brothers had a bad feeling. They knew that something must have happened. They ran home immediately. And just a few seconds ago, it turned out that the bullet that the younger brother just fired hit the woman's shoulder accurately. Until the blood was not stopped, Mike knew that he had been shot. Red blood was all over the clothes. Tourists in the bus were horrified to see the scene. Everyone thought that they must have been attacked by terrorists. They shouted to the driver to leave here immediately. But Mike asked the driver to call an ambulance immediately. But the driver said that the ambulance would arrive here in at least 6 hours. In a hurry, the driver had to take the woman to his home for treatment. Then the driver found a doctor in the clinic. The doctor took out a needle and used a lighter to disinfect. In the absence of anesthetic, the woman's wound was sealed. Tragic screams spread throughout the village. Mike saw his girlfriend suffering so much he was very angry. He immediately called the American consulate to ask for help. But just at this time, the tourists left the bus while Mike was on the phone, because they were worried that the attack would happen again. Mike collapsed instantly, because if he didn't take the bullet in his girlfriend's arm in time, his life would be in danger at any time. But not long after, a police car arrived and he saw hope again. The officer told him that the American consulate had arranged a plane to rescue him. Soon, the helicopter arrived at the village. Under the attention of the villagers, the woman was carried on a helicopter. Although the woman was finally saved, the butterfly effect caused by the gun had just begun. This incident has attracted the attention of multiple media. The Molotov-Ribbentrop police have sent several police officers to the scene of the crime. And the two boys who released the sheep don't know yet. They committed a heinous crime. When they were eating, their father told them to be careful with the sheep. Because today an American tourist was attacked by terrorists. His mother advised his father not to talk nonsense. Because there are no terrorists here at all. But his father refuted it. Since the incident has happened, it means that the terrorists do exist. This time, the smart brother asked his father, how can we prove that the American has been killed? His father said that the police are now looking for the murderer. All the villages nearby have been blocked. And the two brothers were more afraid when they heard this. They didn't dare to tell his father the truth. This shooting incident has attracted the attention of multiple media. The Molotov-Ribbentrop police have sent several police officers to the scene of the crime. Because the American side thinks this is a terrorist attack. This involves the political issues of the two countries. Soon, the police arrived at the scene of the crime. They found 7.62 bullets on the ground. They are sure that the shooter is from this area. Because the area is not big, they soon found the original owner of the gun. The man was caught by the police on the spot and recorded why he fired at the tourists. The old man was shocked. He didn't know what was going on. He said that he had sold the gun to someone a few days ago. After getting the clue, the police immediately drove to Adam's house. But on the way, they didn't expect to meet the two brothers who released the sheep. They were about to send the sheep to the neighbor's house. The police asked them where Adam's house was. Hearing this sentence, the brother was stunned. Fortunately, the smart brother answered that Adam's house was far away. He needed to cross the two mountains in front of him. Seeing the boy's serious face, the officer finally believed him. Then the officer immediately turned around and went in the direction the brother said. After the police left, the two immediately ran back home. They told their father the truth at 1:51 p.m. But before the father began to blame them, the two brothers began to push each other. They said it was the other party's gun. The friendly boat turned over and over again. Suddenly they fought together. At this time, the father was furious. One person, one ear. The two brothers were harshly taught. But for the safety of the son, the father still decided to take the two sons out to avoid the storm. On the other hand, the officer who didn't find Adam's house returned to the man's house again. The officer didn't say a word. It was a storm when he went up. The officer thought the man must be lying. So he put his woman in the police car and let him take them to Adam's house in person. And on the way there, they found the father and son who were about to run away. They turned around and wanted to run away. Unexpectedly, the police immediately got out of the car and began to shoot wildly. A few people under the fierce bullets didn't know what to do. The brother finally couldn't hold on. He turned around and ran away. Unexpectedly, he was shot in the head by a bullet. He fell to the ground in an instant. Looking at the blood, the brother immediately picked up the gun on the ground and fired a counterattack. This shot hit the officer's hand directly. The police immediately used firepower to suppress it. At this time, the situation had risen to the point of white heat. The situation had become uncontrollable. The father didn't want his son to go deeper and deeper, so he rushed up to persuade him to give up resistance. And at this time, the brother was shot again. This shot hit his vital point directly. He saw his son dying. The father was in despair. He saw his brother lose his life because of himself. The brother picked up the gun on the ground and hit the stone hard. Then he threw it out. Then he raised his hands and walked down the mountain. He said that he killed the American. It had nothing to do with his brother. He was willing to take all the consequences. And the father saw such a result and blamed himself. If he hadn't bought this gun, if he had been stricter with their demands, then it wouldn't have turned out like this. The boy knelt in front of the police and begged them to save his brother. And out of guilt, he asked the police to shoot him. And looking at the boy kneeling on the ground, the police couldn't believe that the person who was defined as a terrorist was actually a child who let the sheep go. What are you doing to me? You know how much I love you. I'm gonna call an ambulance. I need to. Call my embassy.